Hey ladies, so welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how your softness is your power and how to step into your feminine energy without losing yourself. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So have you ladies ever been told that you're too soft or you're too emotional? Have you ever been told that embracing your feminine energy means that you're being passive or weak? This is not true. And today I'm going to go ahead and bust those misconceptions so we can truly step into our softness and our feminine energy. So let's get right into it. Alright, so I have my notes in front of me. Just want to make sure I'm staying on track. Okay, so let's define feminine energy. Feminine energy is a powerful, nurturing, and intuitive force. It is inside of everybody. Regardless of your gender, everybody has a feminine energy. And this feminine energy is the counterpart to our masculine, which is also in everybody as well. But being in your feminine energy is more about being instead of doing. It's about being in a state of flow instead of a state of force. It's about receiving instead of chasing. And so that is what we can consider feminine energy. And let's not get it confused with femininity, which is more so the way we look. That's having nails, it's makeup, that's femininity. That's different than feminine energy. You can have feminine energy and not be dressed up, not have makeup on, not look feminine, like have femininity. So don't get those two misconstrued. So, feminine energy isn't your weakness. It is what allows you to create. It's what allows you to trust. It is what attracts things to you. It's your magnetism. Have you guys ever been around somebody and they don't have to say or do much, but everybody's just naturally attracted to them like magnets? Everybody's just naturally interested in them. That is because they are letting their feminine energy flow and they're actually trusting that feminine energy. And everyone around it can see it and can feel it. And that is so attractive and magnetizing. All right, so we can go ahead and think of feminine energy as water. Water can be soft, but it's powerful. It flows, it adapts. And the more of it, the stronger it is. That is your feminine energy. So the more feminine energy you have, the more powerful and strong you are, especially as a woman. When we embrace our feminine energy, that is when we step into the light of truly being ourselves. So let's go ahead and just talk about what we can do on the daily basis to go ahead and start to embody our feminine energy. So the number one thing we can do is start with presence. Mindfulness is a gateway. And so when you practice mindfulness, you step into new states of being that you've never experienced before. So one way you can practice mindfulness is by simply putting your hand on your chest and one hand on your belly and just taking 5 mindful breaths. And so what I like to do is I like to breathe in for 4 and out for 4. And I'll do that 5 times. And that's so grounding. And that's one simple way to practice mindfulness. And even if you're out in public, if you don't want to put your hand on your chest and on your belly, you can still sit there and take slow breaths. And nobody will even know that you're actively practicing mindfulness. This is why I love mindfulness, because it's not something that has to be exaggerated or something that is like so nuanced. It can be so simple. As long as you're present and you're intentionally being present, that is mindfulness. You can walk and that can be mindfulness. You can read and that can be mindfulness. So whatever it is to you, whatever makes you feel grounded and brings you back to the present moment, that is mindfulness. So I want you guys to practice that like 5 minutes a day if you can. The next is to romanticize your life. So this is something that I love to personally do. I love to light candles. I love to spray like certain perfumes in my room, especially depending on my mood. At night, I like to spray a lot of chamomile and lavender. Maybe during the day, I'll do like rose and jasmine. And so making sure that you're romanticizing your life in any aspect is going to be a huge factor in practicing and embodying that feminine energy on a daily basis. You can also play music and dance. I love to play music and just dance in my room. I really been into like belly dancing. There's a lot of belly dancing videos on YouTube that I like to do like on the weekends when I wake up. I feel like that just gives me like a kickstart for my day, kind of puts me like in a playful, uplifted mood. So I definitely would recommend that if that's something you guys are interested in as well. And so the next is let yourself be served. And so what I mean as this is when you're able to receive certain things, that is when you're tapping into your energy, your feminine energy. So be able to receive compliments, be able to receive feedback, help, love. Stop pushing things away that you know are just naturally coming to you. You can't push things away and then always wonder where your piece of the pie is. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. I hope the audio wasn't messed up. I realized that my microphone wasn't pointing my way. But yeah, so let yourself receive and stop apologizing for being needy or wanting things. We are ladies, okay? We can need and want all we want. That is our feminine energy, and we are allowed to have it, okay? So the next is to honor our emotions. So feminine energy is deeply emotional. And so when you feel something, I want you to honor it. I want you to listen to it. I want you to take it actually into consideration as if you would if somebody else was coming to tell you something. You are just as important as anybody else. So make sure that you are honoring your emotions regardless of what they are. Now, you can honor them, but don't judge them. Don't judge yourself. You don't have to name them. Just honor them, acknowledge them, and let them be there until you're ready to address them. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next one, which is be in flow. So we talked about flow a little bit earlier, but when you're in flow, that means basically you're not fighting back. You're just sitting back and you're allowing things to come to you. You're opening up your palms because you are ready to receive. This is being in a state of flow. You have to trust in divine timing to guide you where you're at. Whatever you believe in, if you believe in God, spirit, angels, ancestors, whatever your beliefs are, I want you to trust in it and truly give it up to them, right? So you guys ever heard the saying, let God take the wheel? That's what I want you guys to do. That is your feminine energy. When you believe in a higher source, when you believe in a divine being, and you truly let the divine being take the wheel, that is when you can sit back and you can have both of your hands open instead of trying to drive and control everything. Now your hands are open and you're ready to receive. All right, so let me make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, so basically when you embrace all the steps that I just spoke about a little bit earlier, that is when you stop performing and you start embodying. And that is when your life begins to shift. And so you start to attract differently. You start to speak differently. You start to walk differently. When you speak, it may be softer, but now it's heard louder. Because your feminine energy, your softness, that is truly your power. Have you guys... there's a book, I forgot the name of it, but it basically talks about how men are around other masculine energies all day. They're around other men all day. And so when they're around feminine energy, that is why they can become like so weak in the knees and they want to listen to their woman. That is because their woman is soft. Their woman is embodying that feminine energy to where it allows them to be in their masculine energy, but it doesn't like overwhelm them in a sense, because now it's polarity. Instead of masculine energy around masculine energy, it's masculine and feminine. It's masculine and feminine. And you guys are able to bounce off each other in a state of flow. And so when you start to do these things and when you start to embody, when you take a few minutes of mindfulness, when you honor your emotions, when you allow things to happen to you, when you allow yourself to receive, even as simple as just receiving compliments, practice that. I've noticed in myself that there will be times where somebody compliments me and it's as if I'm telling them like, oh no, like it's not that serious. Like say like somebody says like, oh, you're so pretty. I'm like, oh, I look a little crazy today. My hair isn't done, my outfit. Like that is me pushing away something that's naturally coming towards me. I have to realize that there was a time where I couldn't take compliments because I myself didn't believe that they were being authentic. And that's because there was something in me, not them. It had nothing to do with them. And so just do something as simple as being able to receive compliments. Practice that for a week and see how much easier it is to receive other things in your life. You say you want to receive like big blessings and money and all these other things, but how is God going to feel confident giving us big blessings when we can't even receive a simple compliment? There are stages and there are levels to this. So we have to start somewhere. So just start with taking a compliment, or somebody holds the door open, maybe don't feel guilty, because I used to feel like that. If somebody held the door open for me, I used to feel a little guilty, like, oh, I gotta run to the door. Like, no, I'm gonna walk in a state of flow. I'm not gonna be like walk super slow, but I'm also not gonna rush at the same time, because I'm receiving regardless of my action. So I hope that this really helped you guys in being able to understand that your softness is your power. And like I said earlier, when you stop performing, that is when your life begins to shift. And so I hope that you guys all can stop trying to prove your worth and realize that it's within us. Everything that we want inside of us is everything we want outside of us is already in us. We just have to unlock it. And our feminine energy is that key. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and have a beautiful day, ladies. Bye.